Hi Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 21st to the 30th, 2018 reading for you. Now, as you can see, I'm using different cards. These are the Biddy Tarot deck, the mini version, and I love them because they're small and they can fit in my hands just so nicely because I have small hands. So this is very, very nice. And we're going to see what these 10 days have in store for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. And if you would like to book a private reading with me, all that information will be in the description box below. And don't worry, I've already shuffled and meditated upon the cards beforehand. So now let's just see what they have to say these 10 days hold for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. Beautiful. Okay, there's definitely an ending here that is opening up new opportunities, and it's something that you've been working really hard at. Okay, let me just make sure you can see everything okay. Beautiful. I know this deck is smaller, so it might be a little bit harder for you to see the cards, but don't worry, I do hold them up, and we'll go through them one by one. But I do just love the colors. This deck has a very Greco-Roman feel for me, and I think that that is just gorgeous. Okay, so the first card here is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups, for me, is an ending card. It's walking away from what you once thought you would love. It's sitting there and saying, you know what? It's time for me to move on. For some of you, it's ending a relationship. It's sitting there and saying, this isn't right for me anymore. It was once lovely, but now it's time for me to move on. This could be a divorce. This could just be the end of dating. This is sitting there and saying it's time to move on. For those of you who aren't ending a relationship and that doesn't resonate true with, because this is a general reading, it's ending a way of thinking. It's ending a mindset. Or it could even be sitting there and saying, you know what? It's time for me to look for a job that I really love doing instead of one that I go to and I just merely exist in. It's going to be different for each and every one of you. As you define what it is that you want, it opens up doors, and you really see that the whole world starts to open up. And isn't that beautiful? I love that. Okay, the victory wreath here, holding up the wands for, again, victory. You have the apostles in the corner, or the zodiac signs, depending on what you want to see. And this is saying that as you move forward in victory, you are being blessed, you are being watched over, you are being protected. So moving forward in victory, moving forward in what it is that you desire, really embracing what it is that you want. After a time of sitting there and saying, you know what, I have to rethink things. And because I'm rethinking things, because my emotions are saying, it's time to move forward. And again, this could be in love, this could be in work, this could be in your mindset. You're having the whole world open up to you. You're having this victory come in. And this isn't saying that you're going to be able to do whatever you want whenever you want it. This is saying that you're going to feel more comfortable within the existence that you have. And it's actually going to lift a weight off your shoulders, because you have here the Eight of Swords, and then the next card that you have is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Swords is saying that you feel trapped, that it's overwhelming within your mind. You're sitting there, you're thinking, you're looking, and you're saying, what is it that I want? How is it that I'm supposed to move forward? And you're seeing all the ways that you could fail with the Eight of Cups when you leave what it is that you once loved. When you walk away, and the number 8 here, very important for you. Okay, it could be the 8th day. It could be, you've done things 8 times, but the count of 8 is important, and it has a significance for you as you're moving forward, because we have it 3 times here in this reading. And now you're moving forward. Now you are embracing what it is that you want. You're looking at things, and you are feeling a bit trapped. You are feeling a bit overwhelmed. You're feeling stuck and thinking, how is it that I'm going to achieve what it is that I want to achieve? It's all the doubts, it's all the fears, it's all the possibilities of failure that are going to act as if they're trapping you, they're confining you. And for me, the swords represent the mind. So this is the mind constricting the body. This is the mind paralyzing you with fear. And what this is saying is, do not be paralyzed by fear. Do not let your fear get the best of you, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. Because as you're moving forward, as you're embracing what it is that you desire, as you're moving to the next step, you're going to find that if you let this fear overwhelm you, you're not going to want to move forward. But if you sit there and say, you know what, I embrace what I'm feeling. I understand that this ending is overwhelming, that it's powerful, and I can mourn it because this was a big part of my life. Okay, even if it's leaving a job that you hate, okay, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, it's still going to need to be mourned because that took up months, years, however long you were there of your life. And now you're sitting there and you're branching out, you're moving forward. And even though you might be feeling paralyzed, this is something that you've worked so hard for. This is something with the Eight of Pentacles that you've put in the time, you've put in the effort. And you're sitting there and you're saying, this is what I want for my life. This is how I want to move forward. You're not afraid of the hard work. Okay? In a career, this could be, starting your own business. For some of you, if you wanted to, sit there, walk away from kind of the 9-to-5 mentality, or, you wish that it was a 9-to-5 mentality in the job that you are working in. And because you're walking away, you're having the world open up to you. As the world's opening up to you, you're sitting there and you're thinking, oh my gosh, there are so many different ways that I could fail. There are so many different ways that things could go wrong. But you have a brilliant work ethic. And this doesn't have to be just with business. This could be with love. You're walking away from the relationship that no longer works for you, and you're actually freeing yourself. Okay? And there are endless opportunities being opened up to you, but you feel, scared, overwhelmed. But you know, and my favorite saying with the Eight of Pentacles when it comes to love is that falling in love is easy, but staying in love is hard work. You know that, and you practice that statement that, in order to stay in love with somebody, you have to put in the effort, you have to put in the time. If you're changing your mindset, it's going to be hard. Changing your mindset is never easy. It's never easy to sit there and say, I'm going to leave behind something that no longer fits, leave behind sorrow, leave behind limitations, and live in the fact that the whole world is open up to me, that there is nothing to fear but fear itself. And fear itself can be completely paralyzing. There are 1,000 different ways that we work out in our minds, that we could fail, that we shouldn't be able to move forward. But again, you have a brilliant work ethic. You have a stick-to-itiveness that most people would love to have. Okay, it's enviable the way that you move forward. It's enviable how you embrace what it is that you want. And now you are moving forward with your ideas, with your knowledge, with your understanding. The Seven of Swords is sometimes seen, well, mostly seen as a sneaky card. It's kind of like somebody stealing. That's not the way I see it. I see it as taking all the knowledge, taking all the understanding, and moving away with it, and looking back and saying, you know what, this just doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't fit. It doesn't work for me, and I'm not going to sit there. You're leaving something behind. Actually, you're leaving two things behind here on this card. Their thoughts, their mentalities, their mindsets that no longer work for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. You're kind of sitting there and saying, you know what? I have to move on. I have to move forward. And this is the way I'm going to do it. And you're armed, okay? You also have weapons here. Now, is it smart to be carrying swords like this? No, but you're sitting there, you're taking all your knowledge, all your understanding, and in my mind, these are all sheaths, so you're safe. And you're moving on. You're taking everything that you can carry with you. And you're saying, you know what? I can't. These two things, I can't take them with me. They're just going to hinder me. And in life, I think that's really a sense of failure. That's a sense of sitting there and saying, what gives me the right to succeed? What gives me the right to be happy? What gives me the right to be able to live the life that I want to? And that's because you have victory and you're willing to work hard at it. I mean, you're not just sitting there demanding and, stomping your feet and banging your fists and saying, this is what I want. You're sitting there and saying, I have put in the hard work. And I'm so tired of thinking and feeling in a way that leaves me trapped, in a way that leaves me in lack. Now you're moving forward and you're seeing that you have all your blessings, that you have these cups. Where once you had to leave the cups behind, the 8, now you have the 9 of cups. And now you're moving forward. Now you're moving forward to what you desire. Now you're moving forward to what you love. And you're sitting there rather content and saying, yes, I did it. And it's going to take time. This isn't going to manifest all within these 10 days. This is saying that you're on the right path, that you are moving forward. Now, for some of you, it is going to manifest within these 10 days because, again, this is a general reading. So what I'm saying is that if you don't see these results immediately, you listen to this reading and you think, okay, come November 21st, everything is going to fall into alignment. Sorrow is going to end and I'm going to live kind of the life of Riley. I mean, you might. Never say never. But that's a lot to put in 10 days. You're changing your point of view. You're changing the way you look at things. You're cutting through doubts and fears. And you're sitting there, and there's going to be a level of contentment in these 10 days that you have worked darn hard for. And it's going to come after a time of really feeling despair and overwhelmed and having to work darn hard for it. This doesn't come, this success, as I always say, it doesn't come from sitting on the couch eating chips or from doing things the way that you've always done them and hoping that, the love of your life will just walk into where you work and everything will be beautiful. Prince Charming sweeping you off your feet. That isn't how life works. Okay, that's how fairy tales work. This is you sitting there and saying, I'm going to work darn hard and I'm going to take control of my destiny, put in the time, put in the effort, and go after it because the whole world is opening up to you. Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. You're changing your point of view. You're physically changing the way that you look at things. And because of that, you're embracing this Queen of Swords mentality. Now, this could also represent an air sign, a Libra, an Aquarius, a Gemini, helping you to see things differently, helping you to understand the full extent of your power and your knowledge. But this is you changing the way that you're looking at things, cutting through doubts and fears and really knowing your own mind, knowing your wisdom, knowing your prosperity, knowing your talents, and not letting anybody stand in your way. This is what you're doing. And you're like, if you don't understand, if you can't be with me, then that's fine, but don't stand in my way. You're setting yourself free. See how she's on top of the clouds here? All right? This makes me think that you're looking down from kind of like Olympus and saying, nobody's going to stand in my way. It makes me think of embodying Athena, just sitting there and saying, this is what I want. And I don't care if you don't understand. I don't care if you're not wise enough to stand with me. But do not stand against me because I am achieving what it is I want. And I am moving forward in the way that I desire. And it has been a long road. Here with the Hangman, this is becoming more compassionate. This is becoming more understanding. And it doesn't mean that you're being walked all over. And it doesn't mean that you're sitting there and saying, oh, okay, I understand. Oh, okay, I understand. And people just take advantage of you. It's you sitting there and saying, you know what? My life is not judged by you. My life is not judged by the way you approve of me or disapprove of me. My life is judged by me. I like to think of it as the saying, my love is not judged against your feather. I love, Anubis holding the scales, and the soul would be judged against the feather. And if your soul weighs, as much as a feather or less than a feather, you go into the afterlife in the Egyptian mythology. Okay, think of it like that. Your soul is being judged by the way you live. And you're looking at things and you're saying, you know what, I'm staying in my lane. I'm looking at things differently. I'm seeing my prosperity. I'm seeing my abundance. And you are moving forward. Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. Let me see here. I think all the eights go together. That's exactly it. Fantastic. It's a slight move, but I do think 8 is important to you. You've either tried things 8 times, or it's going to take a count of 8 to be able to succeed, or you're really going to see things start to change on the 8th day. But there is a sense of just having to walk away. You just have to walk away from something. It's a mindset. It's a relationship. It's a job. It might be even the way that you're thinking about yourself in that job or in that relationship, thinking, okay, I'll just be the nice, quiet one who always does their best and always, tries their hardest. And now you're sitting there and saying, you know what? I pick up all the slack in a relationship, at work, and everybody just expects it and they take advantage. And that's not okay. It's not okay. You are moving forward. Even in life, that could be the way that you feel within your friendships. Oh, I'm always there. I'm always the one you talk to. I'm always the one that's supposed to be understanding, but you're never understanding for me. And it's okay to sit there and get angry at situations, because you know what anger is also called? Passion. And you know what life needs? Passion to it as you move forward. Because you're walking away from something and you're working darn hard to achieve your goals, to achieve what you want. Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. You're putting in the time. You're putting in the effort. You're not somebody who just wants everything handed to them. You are willing to work for it. And that's fantastic, because most people want to sit back and just have things happen without them having to work for it. But you're not like that, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. You're sitting there. You're putting in the time. You're putting in the effort. In love, again, you know that love takes effort. That it's not the big things that make a relationship. It's not the vacations and the gifts and everything like that. It's the little things. It's being listened to. It's, remembering small occasions. It's the little things that matter. It's seeing that your partner is upset and sitting there and taking the time when you really would like to be doing something else. It's the little things that make things work. In relationships, at work, at life, but you are willing to put in the time and the effort and move forward. At times, you are going to feel overwhelmed. It's just going to be like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? You know, Dane, you said things were going to move forward. You said things were going to be easy, and I feel as if I can't take another step. It's just paralyzing. The extent of the way I could fail, the extent of the opportunities opening up for me. And even though people sit there and say, you know, success isn't scary. Yes, it is. Success is scary. Okay, now you have to perform at this level all the time. You know, you have to go up and up and up. And what if that was your high note? You know, what if you hit your high note? And that's probably what your voice will be saying to you. You know, can you do this? Can you keep on, you know, achieving and succeeding? And the answer is yes. At times, you're going to want to kind of just step back and hide away, but you're not. You're going to leave behind two things, two mindsets, two thoughts that play in your mind. And it's not that you're leaving them behind. It's that you're sitting there, you're looking them dead in the eye, and that's why he's looking back. And you say, you know what? You have no place in my existence. You have no place in my reality, because I am moving forward now in bounty. I went from 8, from walking away, to 9, to achieving, to succeeding. And now the whole world is opening up to me. There's success. There's victory as I move forward. This is a major arcana card. You can't run away from the success that is coming. You can deny it. You cannot see it. But some way, somehow, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, in a large way or in a small way, you are succeeding and you are achieving. You're changing the way you see things. These are your clarifying cards. So you're changing your way that you see things, and you're really looking at things through strength and through determination, wisdom, and understanding, using your mind, using your power. And it doesn't matter if anybody else understands you. And it doesn't matter if, you know, if you have their approval. What matters is that you know what you're doing. And you're moving forward with a determination. This could also be an air sign, an Aquarius, a Libra, a Gemini, who's helping you move forward. But this is embracing what it is that you want, because this is your reading, and we're talking about you here. And then your subconscious message is Temperance, another major arcana card. Now you have 3. This is balance. This is understanding. This, if you can see right here, the masculine and the feminine coming together. A river from the crown. So think of this as a spiritual coming in, and you're standing in half of it, and on dry land. Half in the mundane world, the mortal world, our earthly realm, and half in the spiritual. And you're balancing yourself. You're gaining your understanding. You're gaining your prosperity. Listen to your inner wisdom. Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. Listen to that little voice, that little Jiminy Cricket within you, because it's going to help you move forward. It's going to help you embrace what it is that you want. And you are now moving towards what it is that you desire. And it's almost as if by closing one door, you know, a whole new chapter of your life opens up. Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. And you start to see the success that you deeply desire. All right, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, I hope this reading resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. Bye.